And the more reps you get with just the barbell, you know, the better.
All right, guys, so that is on my Patreon. So not only do I have programs for $1 each, but I'm going to start doing live streams where I answer your questions. You can either get in the chat live for patrons only, or you can watch the entire session when you get the chance. So that's another reason to be a patron of mine. But right now, I'm going to go do some training. I'm going to snatch heavy and clean and jerk heavy over at Josh's. So here comes a weightlifting cinematic. So the number one thing in the split jerk, at least when we're talking about the footwork, is the back foot hitting first. here, it's a noticeable slide, kind of stop. By the time your front foot hits, the distribution of the weight or the load is completely 50-50, quicker. So if my back toe is down and my front foot comes and stops, right? I have a higher likelihood of being 50-50 and stopping the weight than if I'm front back or usually same time. Sometimes same times can work out, but when you hit back foot first, you give yourself the best chance every time. So if you remember, when the front foot hits, 50-50. With the back toe second, or even at the same time, it's not 50-50. It's majority front leg. And it's gonna start shifting back on you. And you're gonna have kind of this weird position out front, and then you might have to walk forward to recover. But almost never are you gonna be able to land in that position, shift back, and then take that front foot recovery like we're supposed to do. So always land back foot first. Secondly, something that you might want to think about is getting the front foot out front. The biggest issue, other than the timing and other than the front foot hitting before the back foot, is that front knee tracking forward. Because what this says is that the majority of your center base, your center mass, is front. It's not evenly distributed between the two. Right? You want to have this piece right here in between the two supports. It makes sense. So if you're out here, likelihood that you're going to miss is much higher. So something you can literally think about is, if you're hitting with your back foot first, awesome. You can think about extending your front knee, right? So literally extending it out. So you come up with a dip in the drive, and notice how my heel is now in front of my front knee. It's okay if it's like close, but as soon as this knee tracks a little bit farther forward than the heel, you're in trouble. So get that front heel out as far as you can. It's usually not far enough. This is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but ideally in the front rack, you're gonna be able to have all of your fingers on the bar. Something to work on this is just, lat flexibility, a bunch of other things that I'm not gonna cover right now, but front rack mobility is really important. So Josh has his elbows forward at sort of a 45. Some people are gonna have them higher, some people are gonna have them lower. It really depends on how you move as a weightlifter, and you should change the way that you lift according. But for right now, there's just one thing I want to focus on, and it's going to be his head or chin position. A lot of times what you see is people take that breath in and pack their chin. So they take the breath in, they pack the chin, and then they dip and drive from here. And what ends up happening is usually they lose some sort of like a neutral spine before they dip and drive. They get into like a really weak position. So what you want to do is you kind of want to be tense and relaxed at the same time. So you want to be neutral, and sometimes you can look up. What you can think is maybe you can point your nose maybe slightly up, and you can look down your nose at the wall in front of you. But you want to be in this neutral position where you can add in stuff with the legs and you can feel the oscillation of the barbell. Okay? Rather than packing the chin back, all you need to do is just kind of lift it up gently, take the breath in, and go. And then step together. And that's it.